Hey everybody, welcome in to Occupy Democrats and a We Won Wednesday with a breaking story that shows so much about what happened last night, but it's not the story that's going to make the news or get a lot of speeches, but it is so glaringly important because you remember the Boston Tea Party, no taxation without representation. And today, because it's going to be an also We're Whining Wednesday for Trumposphere and Daddy Donnie, the reality is one of the things that occurred last night, which is so groundbreaking and so important, you have got to see it because I'm from the Confederate South. And what occurred last night in this story, you have got to see because it won't make the headlines and it won't make the news. But all you're going to hear the GOP do is whine and cry about everything was stolen and voter fraud and all this crap. But in the meantime, let's take a quick smile and enjoy a little bit about last night before I show you the breaking story with a little something from Bill Maher on Donald Trump.
We must admit that when it comes to being progressive, we are often late to the party. And if you need further proof, think about the fact that when my mother was born, women in America could not vote. My mother. Not some far distant relative I discovered on Ancestry.com. My mother.
Oh, it's coming.
But that was how women were viewed in the 1950s. Irrational, pouty, vain, thin-skinned, hysterical, and just not that bright. Does that sound like anyone we know today? Who?
Now we're getting to the good part.
Who? Oh, yeah. Him. Yes, Donald Trump, who says that if Hillary Clinton was a man, she wouldn't get 5% of the vote. And if Trump was a man, he'd stop whining like a little bitch. This is a guy who actually brags about his prowess at whining.
I am a whiner, and I'm a whiner, and I keep whining and whining until I win.
I made a joke about his father being an orangutan once, and he marched into court with his birth certificate and sued me.
And he absolutely stone cold nails it on Trumpiness.
Yes, it's the I Love Lucy school of diplomacy. Does anyone fit the stereotypical 50s description of a woman better than Donald Trump? Because he's a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, he is. And that's all you see all over the webosphere this morning is stolen elections, and we have a Muslim socialist running America. And again, all the fear and BS you get from the right. But the breaking story that really happened last night happened in Mississippi, and you're not going to hear about it except for right here. Check out what they flipped in the deep red state of Mississippi. Here it is. Breaking news, inroads in tough territory. Dems break GOP supermajority in deep red state. The Democratic Party's sweeping Tuesday night victories included many high-profile ones, but over in deep red Mississippi, for the first time in years, the parties broke the Republican supermajority by flipping 2 seats, Newsweek reports. The win comes after court-ordered special redistricting elections that were intended to give greater representation to the state's black voters. The redistricting stemmed from a 2022 lawsuit brought by the Mississippi NAACP, which said that the state had diluted black voting power despite black residents comprising about 40% of the population. In April 2025, a panel of 3 federal judges, all appointed by Republican former President George W. Bush, ordered the creation of more majority-minority districts, leading to special elections in contested areas. The win also comes, Newsweek notes, in quotes, as a widespread rebuke of President Donald Trump and Republicans in Congress. According to local news website Magnolia Tribune, Democrats gained 2 seats in the state Senate, Senate District 2 and Senate District 45, and secured additional House representation with Justin Crosby's victory in District 22. Crosby's goal was to flip the seat, and his candidacy was supported by the Working Families Party, a national progressive political organization that describes itself as a multiracial party of the working class. It aims to build political power for working people by recruiting, training, and electing progressive candidates at local and state levels. In quotes, these gains reduce Republicans' hold to 34 seats in the 52-member Senate, ending the GOP's supermajority, they write.
The win comes not just for Mississippi, Newsweek notes, but, in quotes, also the national landscape, as Democrats attempt to rebuild influence in the South and defend voting rights as legal battles over redistricting and the Voting Rights Act play out in federal courts. Heather Williams, president of the Democratic Legislative Campaign Committee, told the Magnolia Tribune, in quotes, tonight is an exciting victory for the DLCC and state Democrats in Mississippi who have worked tirelessly to make inroads in tough territory.
You see, that's what's going on right next door in Texas. That's why Prop 50 was on the ballot in California. They know they can't win unless they try to do what's considered to be legal cheating by redistricting everything. And Mississippi is such a forgotten state in this country. This has been going on for decades because it's Mississippi. And last night, the fact that federal judges, conservative federal judges, stopped this BS, and when it gets stopped and the districts are actually done properly, balanced, and fair, look what happens. Oddly, those seats become blue. Good on you, Mississippi, and good on you, federal judges, for flipping it. And hey, Donald, keep the winding up. It's a losing proposition. You guys like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay frosty.